I think if Rasheen passed out, I would genuinely be like, oh no.
Gay.
Burger King. She's still passed out. It's probably a problem now. Maybe. Oh, she's awake. We're good.
Oh, no, it's taking a worse turn. Dead.
What was the really horrible Japanese one? You heard of that one?
I don't know.
Japanese scientist. Like, it's one of the most horrific things in history.
You have to give me a bit more information, but this is ringing bells.
Oh,
is it the guy that was experimenting on people?
Yeah. He's the one that basically all the knowledge we have today of frostbite is because of him, because he would cover people in water and put them outside.
Jesus.
And then he would like put one outside, and then 10 minutes later another one, and then 10 minutes later another one. So then you could see this is 10 minutes, this is 20, this is 30, and that one's dead. Like, like that's what he did. He did loads of stuff. Like, this might get a bit too dark. There was like incest experiments and generational rape experiment, like loads of fucked up shit. Like,
there's some stuff though that has been really useful though, isn't there?
All of this was useful.
Like, so, like stuff
all
that you go,
oh
man, I'm gutted that he did that. But science is like, yeah, we're kind of glad he did though.
Because in the Nats, there was a famous. I need more knowledge on this. We'll get it down here.
We need to stop doing that. That needs to end, right? Because
we're gonna get it down here. Kier's gonna edit it and put it down here.
It's not that.
I'll find it for you now, so then you don't have to do the searching.
What keeps happening is we keep talking about shit we have no idea about, and then having to correct it all.
I just don't know the name.
You know, like a little tiny bit of it.
I know quite a lot.
In the last episode, right, I sat there with some conviction, saying some shit that I thought I knew, and then had to just correct it all underneath.
Yeah, that's basically knowing stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I gave some of the information and not all of it, and some of it was pretty important.
Unit 731 was the unit where they sent tons of prisoners. That's the one.
Oh, is it prisoners that he was working on?
It was Jews, prisoners of war, anything he could get. That's basically what they did. They sent people there, and then he would just be like, sweet, I'm going to do what I want with them now.
I'm assuming the people that were sending them there had a rough idea of what was going on as well.
No, not at all. What do you mean?
No.
What, like the Jews did with the gas chambers?
No, I mean as in like there's a Japanese guy who's doing some outrageous shit, and the people sending people to him.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely encouraged and knew what he was doing. Yeah,
yeah.
They were like, sweet, do more of that. Obviously, they were Nazis.
This seems like a good idea.
Damn.
You know, I was hoping for more cheery than this, to be honest.
Yeah, this is like the opposite of.
This is actually depressing.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
But also, I just need to be talking about stuff that I actually know what we're talking about.
Frostbite and rape?
Well, if there were two things I didn't know more about, it'd be those two things.
You've had frostbite?
Have I?
You look like you have.
I look like I've had frostbite.
It's too easy, sorry.
Why do I look like I've had frostbite?
The nose.
My nose?
Yeah, your nose looks a bit frostbitten.
Does it?
No, not at all. I'm just...
What does frostbitten look like?
Oh, man. Fuck it, I'm going to say it. You know the guys on Headley High Street?
What guys?
Anyone who lives in Headley will know what I'm on about. The guy with no nose.
No nose?
Have you not seen him?
No.
There's a guy who is... I don't know if he's homeless, but he doesn't look homeless.
He's noseless.
He's got no nose.
Why did you do that after?
He went, he's got no nose. Yeah, he's got no nose. I don't know why, but he's got no nose. Like the tip of his nose is gone, and he's like got like bits. It's.
His uncle has an even worse affliction where he has to walk around like this all the time, with his thumb between his fingers.
So bad. It's such a dad joke. It's a literal dad joke on top of a dad joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got no nose. I mean,
Voldemort style.
No, like it's just the end. Like I said, he's got bits. It's weird.
It's just the end.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Oh man,
How can it be just the tip?
it's not. It's like it's a bit. It's basically bits of everything. It's a bit of his septum's gone, a bit of the tip, and then bits of the side. But he's got like little kind of bits still.
So he's got little bits
and
of
he's got
nostril.
a bit of a pointy bit coming down, but like that bit's gone.
So it's like someone has grabbed the tip of his nose, and then just cut everything that they could grip.
No, it's like something rotted it away and then ate it what it could.
No, I didn't mean that someone literally said,
Oh,
got
right.
your nose, and then
Well, I
ripped his nose off. Like, it's quite funny when you do it with the thumb to a toddler and they go, oh no, my nose has a nail, or whatever. But I didn't think someone ran past him and just ripped his nose off.
I thought that's where you were going.
No, I meant just as an example, because I'm trying to figure out how much of his nose is missing.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it is like a
Because he
pinch.
has like, little points of his nostril, little points of his this, I don't know what these bits are called. And then he has, he has a little bit of his septum, but like the main bulk of the end is just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
How the fuck did we get onto this?
I don't know, you just started going, he's got no nose, like that.
He's got no nose.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. He's a guy. He's a homeless guy. He's often. I don't know if he's homeless because he's always really clean and.
He's a guy is not a reason why he
But
doesn't have a nose.
he sits and begs. Yeah.
I've got no nose.
But he's got no nose. Yeah.
You got no nose.
There you go. See, it's fun to say, isn't it?
It is quite fun to say no nose.
The first time I saw him, I was. Woo. It was. It's not the kind of thing you just go, oh, there's a guy with no nose. You do your brain instantly just goes, oh shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is one of those things.
I have not seen this before.
Obviously, he has to live with this affliction, which is sad. But
Yeah, but I'd imagine that it doesn't do the same thing for him. Well,
What?
I don't think when he looks in the mirror he goes, whoa! Every time.
no,
That's
he probably
worn
looks
off.
in the mirror and goes, I hate my life.
Yeah. I mean, there is a good chance of that.
Yeah.
Why don't you get, like, you know, some of those glasses that have a nose attached?
Yeah.
That's what I'd probably do.
Yeah, I think it's because he's homeless.
Yeah, but you can get them for like £1.50 or something.
Oh, you mean the literal joke ones?
Yeah, with the mustache.
I thought you meant the World War II ones.
No,
prosthetics.
I didn't mean the also shit ones.
Yeah, but you're on about the plastic joke shop.
They're not miles away.
They are.
The two are not. Right, if I saw someone with either of those two, I'd go, there's some of your face missing. They don't do a good job.
Yeah, but
Actually, no, I wouldn't do that. If someone was wearing the glasses and the mustache and the nose, I wouldn't immediately think, your nose is missing. I'd be like, oh, you're wearing a silly little thing.
Yeah.
But if they took it off and their nose was missing, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like that, I'd be...
His nose is missing, yeah.
Yeah, he has no nose. And then, or yeses. And...
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that either of them would be better than the other at covering up a hole in the face. Because those things with the sheet of plastic on your face with like an eye painted on it or whatever it is, I mean, no one's walking past you and going, yep, he's definitely got all of his face there.
Yeah, but you don't notice it as much.
You don't notice it as much. I think it stands out more than the fucking hole.
It doesn't.
But yeah, maybe not quite as much as the actual hole.
With a hat and like, you know, your head down a bit, you'd walk past them.
And just start saying, would you fight for me? Just start saying that a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
and
things
people
like that.
would be
Yeah.
well into it.
I'd love my own little Richard Harrow.
Do you know, I don't even think I watched that far into the series to even see him. I've just seen so many tattoos of him with "Would you fight for me" underneath it that I quote that
You don't remember that
like
scene?
a real piece of shit.
I love that scene.
I think he's not in it, I don't think, as far as I've watched.
He's in it from the start.
Oh, I haven't watched it then.
He comes in episode 5 or 6.
Oh, then I've definitely seen him. I don't know if I've seen him do the "Would you fight for me." I don't know how he says it. That's how little I've seen it.
Pretty much like that.
Was it?
Yeah, he just goes like, "Would you?" He stutters. He goes, "Would you fight for me?"
Could have delivered the line cleanly, couldn't he?
Well, it's because he's got no side of his mouth.
That'll do it. That will
Yeah.
do it.
So he's always going like.
The amount of times I have to resist doing Joker impressions on here is ridiculous.
Why? Why do you want to do Joker impressions? So
Because you
much?
just went, and the whole way through That film, he's just doing that the whole way through it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Every time he speaks.
Don't do it.
He don't do that.
He does do that a bit.
He don't gob up, though.
He don't gobble. He don't gobble. That was a great scene, Heath, but could we just get rid of the bit where you, like, spat in someone's face?
Yeah, can you stop gargling halfway through it? It's weird. You want to know how... like a cat with a little hairball in it.
That's how I got these scars.
Hairballs, they're a motherfucker.
Let's talk about my gig.
Yes. Let's get away from holes in the faces.
Yeah, so far this has been
Nazis, holes in the
Nazi
faces.
torture camps, rape, guy with no nose, and then we got onto World War II prosthetics. Like, is there anything cheery in there?
Is there anything what?
Cheery. There isn't. Anyway, I went to a gig 2 nights in a row.
Look at you.
And it was a bit gay.
Why?
It was literally gay. Oh.
Because the people were gay?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense why it would be gay then.
No, this is going to make sense in a second. This might get a bit weird and noisy, but... There.
Are they shouting?
Gay, 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 gay. That's how gay it was. It was literally gay.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
I don't get to say gay enough. And getting to just chant it with some people would be great fun.
Yeah. Straight away, I just turned to Sheen and went, that's a bit gay. I couldn't not. I was like, that's a bit gay. Yeah, so some fans threw like lesbian. They see the lesbian flags there.
Yeah,
they threw the lesbian flags. Did you? And I didn't know this until this gig, but they were technically wrong. But Hebden Bridge is the lesbian capital of the UK.
Why?
Did you know that?
No,
I have no idea why, but it is.
Hebden Bridge.
Yeah, but the gig was in Halifax, which is obviously like, 10 minutes from Hebden Bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
So and they basically said like, we heard this is the lesbian capital of the UK, and obviously everyone was like, woo! And I was like, is it?
I think it's 10 minutes down the road.
And but then I googled it, and I was like, oh, Hebden Bridge is the lesbian capital of the UK.
Context of that video is everything, really, because chanting gay at someone.
Yeah, if I showed you that video and then went EDL, like,
yeah,
gay, 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 it's very different to like gay, 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 yay! Like, it's totally different.
Yeah. I also still don't understand why they're just chanting gay at her.
Because they took the flags, the lesbian flags, then they put them on the mics.
Set them on fire.
And then they said,
I'm gay.
Oh, no, it's because Julian Baker said, if someone had told me when I was 12, I'd be stood in front of how many thousand people trying to give me lesbian flags and, when I was nervous to come out, blah, blah, blah. Gave a little story.
I'd have been like, why have we got flags?
And then everyone just went like, everyone started chanting gay, gay, because it's Yorkshire, everyone just chants things.
Yeah,
the night before, so this is actually, I forgot to put this in the story, but this is a good point. So the night before, there was 5 people with, the thing that happens at gigs now. Yeah!
What's that?
Someone's ill!
Someone's ill?
You've been to a gig since COVID, you know what I'm on about.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
Where everyone fucking gets the phones out and points and medic.
People do that.
Are you being serious?
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Are you actually being serious?
Yeah.
You haven't been to a stadium gig in a while, have you?
No. I don't go to these rowdy gigs that you go to.
The songs stop every fucking 5 minutes now. Because someone's dehydrated, basically.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Man.
It's so annoying.
That would annoy... Bring some water with you or die.
Yeah.
They're your 2 options.
On the second night, I saw a guy walking his... I hope it was his daughter. Walking his daughter out of the gig because she was clear. She was like very wavy. And he was walking her out like through the crowd. And I was like, that's all you do.
That's what you're supposed to do, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why people have got into this habit since fucking Travis Scott that when anyone gets faint, you go, like, just fucking drag them out.
Yeah, why not help him rather than...
Get him out of the heated crowd, get him some water, because that's all the fucking medic's going to do.
Yeah.
All you're doing is stopping the gig.
Yeah.
However, this is what I'm getting to. However, the second person that did it on the first night, there was none on the second night.
Well, this has happened... Oh, right, okay. Sorry.
There was none on the second night because it was raining.
Oh.
Nice and cool. No, there was not a single stop. First night, there was 5.
5?
5. The second one, however, So the first one, we all went, oh, God, right, okay, let's let it. And then it took like 30 seconds because clearly someone was dehydrated and they just went, get him out, give him some water. Second one was a good 4 or 5 minute stop. And I saw what it was, and I like, so basically it happened, and then they were like, medic, we need a medic down the front. And then we all went, right, okay. And then I saw someone get dragged over the front having a seizure. And I was like, now that is a reason to stop.
Yeah, that's justified.
Do you know what happened after that?
Go on.
So I could see that I had a perfect line of vision, but then everyone around me was like, what's going on? And I was like, someone's having a seizure. And obviously people at we were at the side. People at the back were probably just like, what is going on? This is taking a while. So no one had a clue what was going on. So
Did they say they were stopping?
They stopped, yeah.
But they say they were stopping. Because if you're at the back and you've got no information, that's weird as shit, isn't it?
No, they stopped and the band went, medic, we need a medic there, right there now.
Oh, right.
And then medics all ran down. And then they dragged a girl out, seizuring, which I could see. But then they did. So the context is no one in the band had said this, and only a few people. Obviously, people at the front could see. I could see people around the sides, but no one at the back could see. And then one of them just leant in and just went, "Just a heads up, there is flashing lights during the show."
Oh my God!
And I was just like, I was like, context maybe, like, don't just say that.
Well, they kind of insinuate, aren't they? Like everyone at the back has just seen someone get dragged over the top by medics.
What's going on?
What the hell's happening?
There is flashing lights during the show.
That's a weird show, isn't it? Why? That's a pretty cool thing that they've started doing then. If they start putting flashing lights in shows.
But then, so this person eventually came round and was, I think, okay. They didn't put them back in the front. They dragged them on the side. So I think maybe whatever.
So they're dead. Yeah.
Yeah. But they had a Burger King crown. And then when the person woke up, the three main members of the band like leant down, like,
Your
like,
Majesty, are you okay?
Just like, you're probably gonna have a shit show now. So hey, this said, I don't know what they said to them, but then the girl passed her the Burger King crown, and then Julian Baker put the Burger King crown on, went back on stage, and then everyone just went, Burger King, Burger King, Burger King, just started chanting Burger King.
It sounds like it was an audience of morons. I'm just going to throw this out there. They see something and they go, I know what that is. I'm going to say it. And then everyone does that together.
That's fun, though.
I know what that is.
I don't think that's...
Gay king.
There was also the Yorkshire chant. There's always the Yorkshire chant.
What's the Yorkshire chant?
What? Oh, do you go to gigs?
No.
It's just Yorkshire. 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 Dan's probably downstairs like, oh my God, my people, it's happening. He does it all the time.
The uprising has begun. That's roughly what he's probably doing downstairs.
Yeah. And then the band, because they're from America, they were like, what are you guys chanting? And then they eventually figured it out and then went, Yorkshire? And everyone was like, way! And then they went, what's that?
In Yorkshire, they said, what's Yorkshire?
Yeah.
Idiots.
Fucking Americans coming over here don't know our geography.
That's a weird thing, isn't it? That we know so much more about American geography than they know about ours.
Yeah.
For sure. Because like when they make references in stand-up or in films and stuff, the punchline cities, we know what they are. And
yeah, I think it's like Scotland, England, London. That's that's their geography.
Yeah.
If you say Newcastle, they're like...
And we all speak exactly the same throughout the country.
No, we don't.
In their accents, they do of us. We
sound
exactly the same.
Sorry,
across
Kier.
the whole thing.
Sorry, I ruined your joke.
Why the fuck do you think that I would suggest that we all sound exactly the same when I know full well we don't?
Because sometimes you just say things a bit silly, Kier.
You think that I genuinely had a thought process where I went, well, we all sound exactly the same. There are no accents in the UK.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Why would you say that?
I know. I'm just a moron, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
I should think these things through more.
Speaking of morons, nice little
little segue.
So there's a song that Phoebe plays that is about stuff and sad stuff. And then she basically, both nights and anytime she plays it, she says, put your phones away. Like, she's like, I don't want to play at people's phones for this one. I want to, I just don't want it. Yeah. So she says that. So everyone puts their phones away. And then on the second night, on the first night, it went fine. On the second night, literally, the second she stopped singing and the song was like fading out, someone just went, put a phone up. And I just thought, like, what is the point? Like, not only a one, like, you're pissing her off. Like, if she couldn't see her, but if she could see you, she'd be like, fucking put your phone away.
Yeah.
But then also, this person literally recorded the last 10 seconds of the song, which is basically just like,
oh, the bit that you skip when you're in the car.
Yeah, it's a little fade out. Like, she literally has stopped singing, and it's just a little instrumental, like, it's really slow songs. It's a little instrumental outro, and that's it. This person recorded that, and then put the phone away. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Why?
That's not great, is it?
Are you going to watch back that 10 seconds and be like, woo?
That was the best 10 seconds of my life.
Yeah.
Just remember the 3 minutes before it. I don't ever get that. All right, fine, take a quick video if you want. But don't stand there and just film the whole thing. It just annoys me.
So that takes me to the next moron who was right in front of us, who was this person who recorded entire songs with their flash on.
That's the worst.
I've definitely talked about this before on here, but I fucking hate those people so much. Like, if you want to record, you're a cunt, but that's fine.
Get a little memento. Just get like a quick video, get a little memento.
If you want to record an entire song, that's your favourite song, that you might be sending to someone or whatever, like, I'm not going to bat an eye at that. Do you know what I mean? Like, people record things for family members and friends and shit, and it is what it is. So they might want to see the entire song.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. But why the fuck do people record with flash on?
So that the person that stood in front of them has like a really well-lit head.
So annoying. The second I see, like, the person's head next to me light up, I'm just like, I always go like,
you can't help it, can you?
Yeah, no, I always do it on purpose. I dramatically will turn around, look in their camera and be like, oh. And I'll loudly say to Rasheen, that's annoying. Isn't that fucking annoying? But they were in front of us, so I couldn't be like, that's annoying.
But the flash is not doing anything in that situation.
Do you know the best bit? It was raining. So all her camera was getting was light flicks from the rain.
Yeah, so actually she's made her video worse.
Yeah, so the whole time I thought, just turn your fucking flash off and it won't be going...
I don't know why you do that anyway. You're kind of ruining the lighting show.
Oh, I forgot the best bit of this cunt. So, they recorded...
She got called a cunt now, so...
She was a cunt.
It's escalating.
Did you think she wasn't a cunt?
Oh, I thought she was getting there, but I have a feeling that she's done something that's
this does escalate
justified
to this escalates her to the next level of cunt, 100%. So, like, you thought she was a cunt. This is like fucking cunt. If you don't like the word cunt, then skip. So then she recorded this entire song with the flash on, and then was finished. But before she finished, like 10 seconds before the end, she turned the camera on her for some reason, and then I don't know what she did. Maybe
fake cried on it,
just like, and then put it back up there for like the last 10 seconds, and then when the song was over, she put the camera down, went on the phone. I saw this over her shoulder. Went on the phone, went on the video, skipped the whole video to see the bit with her face, and then like slowed it down and just watched her own face. Like that. You know, you can do that thing where you slide,
you just slide it so it does all
slide
the
it back
frames.
and forth, so it goes like, Yeah. So she was doing that over and over for about 10 seconds, just like.
Just making sure every pausable angle looks good.
Yeah. And I just thought, fuck you.
So you haven't got the full experience of hearing the song.
Yep.
Or watching the performance of the song.
Yep.
You've already lost that.
Yeah.
And you've also missed most of the next song because you were looking at your own face.
The next song had already started, and she was just on her phone, just like...
So weird, man. With the people that this kept getting stopped for, because this part is plaguing me now.
Yeah.
I'm quite annoyed by it.
Okay.
I wasn't even there.
You haven't been to a gig in a while, have you?
No.
This happens all the time now.
Yeah, but it really shouldn't. People should be able to manage their own shit.
I know.
Like, you know when you're about to not feel great, or you know when you're gradually getting worse.
Yeah, and you can get out of a crowd.
And you can go get yourself out fast.
I think people panic and think they can't get out of crowds quick.
Not everyone lets you out.
Can.
You can't get in, but everyone will let you out.
You might need a hand. You might need a friend to be like, just communicate. It's like, can you take me out?
And it's also not, I bet like one of the best ways I've found to get people out of crowds is you'd go in a line, one behind the other.
That's what I'm saying.
Grab the hand or the arm of the person you're going with so you don't break up, and just fucking walk. Because people get out your way.
Yeah.
And if they don't, just duck, dive, get yourself out. It's not that difficult.
Like I said, that guy with his daughter.
Yeah, he managed to do it.
She was wavy as fuck. So something was, she either too much to drink or she was dehydrated.
And he spotted that and thought, I'm not going to ruin the experience for everyone.
Yeah. And all he did was he held her shoulder, she walked in front, and he just went, excuse me. And like, because he was doing that, people started to then like separate, and you just saw the separation. So then like instantly you'd go, oh, they're coming, and you'd let them through. Like,
but that's what you always do, though, isn't it? When you're stood there watching a gig, if someone's walking out and they're walking towards you, you always just step out of the way and let them out.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
And if they're looking wavy, you move more because you're like, fuck, they're having a bad time.
And if you have some water, you hide it so they don't take it from you because you might need that later.
Yeah, that's my hydration.
Yeah.
You didn't bring your own hydration?
You didn't plan.
Dumb cunt.
Well done. That's why you're in this mess.
Yeah.
Congratulations. St. John's ambulance are waiting for you outside.
Yeah. But the thing with these stoppages is like I said, one girl was having a seizure, justified. I think one person did fully pass out, so we're like on the floor.
Yeah.
Which is obviously, again, justified because they're too far. I mean, they're an idiot because it'll be dehydration. Dehydration or they got too fucking drunk. Like, it's one of the two. You don't just pass out for no reason.
It does get very hot at the front. So if you're not drinking enough, you're going to dehydrate.
Off. Yeah, I know it gets hot at the front.
No, I mean, because that's going to increase your dehydration.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I thought you were being like, it gets hot down the front. Like,
No, I'm not saying that. If you want to go to the front, you've got to fucking sit in the fire. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
If you want to be at the front, that's what you've got to get through.
I've been at the front of fucking many crazy shows where it's so hot.
Matt, I've been smashed against barriers at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, been baking hot, like when they pass out the cups and that, and you have to pass it over your head, and you're like, I fucking want one of those. So bad. You have to be a gentleman about it. Keep passing
I've already
back.
had 5.
I've already had the table.
One more for me.
I'd imagine, though, when the first one happened, you're like, oh, this is good. I'm glad that they do this kind of thing.
No, never.
No, I mean, for me, in the first time experiencing this happening, I'd have been like, oh, that makes sense. Cool. The second one, I'd have been like, right, I'm guessing this is an odd one where there just happens to be 2. If I got to 5, I'd be like, let that cunt die. Like, I paid money for these tickets, which are not cheap anymore for gigs and stuff. And if I'm going to a gig, it's one that I really want to go to. And if it keeps stopping all the time, oh, that would make me so angry.
Yeah.
I'd be so annoyed. Because it just spoils the whole thing that's going on.
Yeah.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Especially when it's like emotional, atmospheric songs.
Yeah.
It's very weird to go, oh, someone needs help. And then be like, what? We were on verse 2. And go. And it's like, yeah, it does ruin it a lot.
There needs to be a much better method because it shouldn't be anything to do with the person performing, dealing with that at all.
Yeah, but that's what Travis Scott got heat for.
Yeah, but their job is to perform, not to be the crowd manager. Because then what happens, right? So in the future, if this keeps happening, the bands have to do this, someone's going to die again.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, well, how come you didn't spot them? How come you didn't see that happening?
That's what happened with Travis Scott.
They'll be like, because I was playing a fucking song.
Yeah, but that's what... This is... Have you read the Travis Scott thing?
I have a rough idea about it.
People criticize...
He was singing a song, someone was jumping around, someone got a little bit crushed. Oh no, Travis.
There was ambulances at the back of the crowd with lights, which is what people heavily criticised him for. Why didn't you stop the show when there was ambulances? Like, why didn't you... Because there was multiple people getting crowd surged and crushed and shit because it was overcrowded. And that's what he got criticised for. Because he didn't stop the show to, like, help anyone.
But it's not his job to stop it.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
It's someone else's job to come out and go, you need to stop for a sec.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be his choice. His choice, anyone's choice, any of these performers' choices. It's far too much responsibility. If you go to a festival, you can't spot everyone who's having a tough time while you're trying to remember the words to the song that you wrote. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. They should have people like in the corners of the stage with viewpoints. Have cameras looking over it. Have people watching stuff. It should be nothing to do with the artist performing.
Yeah. And if it gets that bad, someone
it's just
comes
far
out
too
and
much
taps.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Because, the times that they don't notice, they then get fucking pinned up as if they crushed them themselves.
Yeah.
It's silly, man.
But then the thing is that, it's now became etiquette to everyone to just start basically telling them.
Yeah.
Which then becomes...
But you don't have to tell them. There's stewards everywhere.
Yeah, but I think they tell them because then when the gig stops, the stewards come. Do you know what I mean?
It just seems like a dumb way to do it. It doesn't seem like the most efficient way.
I did watch it. I had a good view of it, and I did watch it happen where, like, someone would be at the back waving. Like, basically everyone gets the camera phones out, starts waving, and people start doing this.
Yeah.
Like, really aggressively. at the same time in like a little cluster.
Yeah, and if I was on the stage, I'd be like, right, looks like we've got a mosh pit starting right there. They've lit it up for everyone.
But yeah,
someone's already involved.
Everyone starts doing that, and then the stewards won't even see it. This is the thing. The band will see it, and the band will go, they need help.
But there's plenty of places on a stage like that, those bigger ones, where there's like vantage points for someone else to look over.
Yeah.
I like what they do. Like the festivals thing's pretty cool, where they put like that strip down the middle of it on some of the bigger festivals. So like the crowd, and then there's like a walkway so that paramedics or stewards or anything can just walk down the middle and then get into any bit of the crowd.
Yeah, but that's only because that's kind of the same thing, though.
Yeah, you're splitting your amount of crowd. If you've got 300,000 people,
now
you've got 150,000 people.
That gig last night, I think, was like, what, I think it was 5,000 or something, max?
5,000 people couldn't manage their own.
4 or 5,000, I think. I'm not sure. Whatever Peace Hall is.
Man, if just to let you know, if we were at a gig and you passed out, there's no fucking way I'm stopping the show.
Please don't.
There's no way I'm doing that. I'd prefer that you died than I had the awkwardness of having to go with a fucking torch.
Yeah.
I'm not about that. I will drag you out like Saving Private Ryan before I stop a show.
Same, yeah.
I don't like to stop someone speaking.
Also, right, I might be totally wrong here, but like, what's the worst that could happen if you passed out from like dehydration?
Well, if you're out for too long, you'll probably lose a load of brain cells and brain function. But
yeah, but who's out for that long?
Most people are only out for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only if it gets progressively worse. Maybe this is actually a lack of first aid ability as a society, as a population. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe no one has enough knowledge on how to deal with passed out people. And
yeah, I think it's like a panic state, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think maybe there needs to be more education on how, like just basic stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because passing out is not irregular in life.
No.
You're going to
especially in hot, chaotic situations. Like, it's pretty common.
So maybe there needs to be more education on this stuff so that when your friend passes out, you don't go, oh, I need to call an ambulance. I need to stop a fucking 5,000 person show. I need to ruin the other 4,998 people's evenings for this.
I think if Rasheen passed out, I would genuinely be like, oh no.
Gay.
Burger King. She's still passed out. It's probably a problem now. Maybe. Oh, she's awake. We're good.
Oh, no, it's taking a worse turn. Dead.
Dedicate this one to me. She died.
I lost my wife.
She died. She died last night. Do you know what's going to be the worst? I was thinking this is totally beeline. Is it you and me or me and Dan that have been quoting that? Is me and Dan been quoting that like constantly recently?
Yeah, because I don't know what that is.
What?
I don't think I know what that is.
IT Crowd.
What?
IT Crowd.
Yes.
You've seen it, right?
I've seen it loads of times, yeah.
It's a Moz. He goes like, she died. She died last night.
I do remember that she died. I can't remember who.
I can't remember what the context is now. Anyway, I'm genuinely worried for the day that Rasheen dies.
Why?
Because the next day I'm going to be like, she died. Like if I say to anyone, she died, my brain will go, she died.
Yeah.
And if she died, if it's the next day, I'm going to be like, she died last night. It's going to be so hard for me not to do that. Like, really difficult. I have certain things that when I say them, my brain just goes straight for hearing it in someone's voice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hear it in like a certain joke or a comedy, or even like sometimes something else. You just hear certain contexts of things. And like that is one of those things where if I say she died, I literally can't. If I say she died, my brain just goes, she died. I don't know. Like I
know exactly what you're saying.
I'm worried for the day I have to say that Rasheen. If I do have to say Rasheen died, I'll be like, she died.
It's the same as like if someone says like the I like it, and I can't help but hear I like it.
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's so hard not to do that.
Yeah. I can't think of any others that I've got. There's definitely loads of
There's
them.
hundreds.
There's so many things that if I hear them.
They'll come off, like really, they'll take you off guard all the time as well. Someone will just say something in a room and you'll go, oh. It'll just trigger a...
Congratulations is one I like to do.
What's that one?
It's from a really old CKY video that most people haven't seen, where Brandon Nicomilo wipes shit on Ryan Dunn's face while he's asleep. And
Jesus.
Yeah, like he wipes his ass and then runs in. And then he goes, congratulations.
Chickens.
Yeah. Chickens is a
If
good
someone
one.
says chicken, I'm like, yep. If someone says chickens, I instantly go, where are all those chickens?
Matt, if I see more than one animal, I think that.
Yes. If you see anything in the field, you're just like, look at all those chickens.
Yeah.
Can't
No matter
help
what
it.
they are, yeah. If I saw 2 horses, I'd probably still. Look at all those chickens.
Do you say chickens as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to say chickens.
That's how she says it, isn't it?
That is how I think she's trying to say chickens.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about what she's trying to say.
Croissant as well.
Yeah.
You can't help it.
That noise is the best bit of it. Almost made me drop my croissant. But
I think what we're getting at here is that Vine is deeply ingrained in our heads.
yeah.
Yeah.
The when Vi says I'm getting a knife, I always go,
Yeah.
no.
Our mum is, a knife!
Yeah. But then the lady in the background goes, no, in the background, doesn't she?
Yeah.
It's all those subtleties. I love those.
What else happened?
He's going to bang them bottles together.
Was that Vine? That's not Vine.
It's definitely not Vine, no. That's a YouTuber.
Woo! Love that video.
I've watched it so many times that I know like all the little nuanced
Yeah,
bits
yeah,
in it as
yeah.
well. Like that, I can't believe you would laugh at that in the background.
What is it? There's a guy that shows something really aggressive to him. He doesn't call him like a fucking idiot. He calls him something.
You know, he does call him a fucking
Is it a
idiot.
fucking idiot?
I think
Yeah.
he calls him a fucking idiot. Or is it a moron? He calls him something.
He calls him something aggressive.
Yeah. And a gentleman has learning difficulties, and someone in his family's calling him a fucking idiot.
He did do something very stupid.
Yeah, he smashed 2 glass bottles together in a pool.
But he made one of the funniest videos ever.
Yeah, and it brings me so much energy to do that same video all the time.
Yeah.
I love him.
If I could meet that guy and just have him shout woo at me,
Yeah,
I'd be so happy.
every morning as
I'd
my
be more
alarm
happy
clock.
than if I met Stone Cold Steve Austin. I want to meet that guy more than Stone Cold.
How do you think that makes Stone Cold Steve Austin feel?
Fuck Stone Cold Steve Austin. That guy's way better. He did it better. He did it in a pool with glass bottles.
He didn't do it better.
He did. He did it better.
He doesn't even look like Stone Cold.
He doesn't look like him at all.
He's got a cowboy hat on and like a leather vest. But it's like, oh no, to be fair.
He's trying.
To be fair, Stone Cold Steve Austin used to wear a leather vest.
He did used to wear the leather vest.
He did actually, yeah. He didn't used to do a big Ric Flair woo after it.
Who gives a shit? He smashed the bottles. That's enough.
It's the rattlesnake. I'm trying to think of other ones of those things where they just have stayed in my head as the other way. But this is the same as like trying to find words that I started using ironically and now just use all the time. I come across them and I'll go, oh yeah, that's another one. But it has to happen for me to find them. Because it's all so casually in there now. Every time now. Like if Deb says I've parked well, I'll always go, like a glove.
Oh God.
It turns out I use Ace Ventura quite a lot.
What else happened at the gig?
Well, 5 people died. Everyone shouted gay, and we went home.
Basically, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the artist disrespected the place that everyone was from.
Yeah. Basically.
And where they were, not knowing that they might be some of the proudest people in the country of the county they're from. Because most people couldn't give a shit about the county they're from.
I don't know. So there was a really drunk guy.
At a gig? That sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How's that come about?
That Rasheen had to manhandle.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
I didn't even intervene. I was just like, yeah, she can handle herself.
She's knocked out.
So it's kind of hard to describe. So we were stood to the side. You ever been at the Peace Hall?
No.
We were stood to the side, and there's basically like these little benches, rectangle, flat. Because during the day, the Peace Hall is like just a sitting area,
Right.
a gathering area. So there's like these solid benches. Do you know what I mean? But not with like backs on.
Yeah.
So we were all stood around that. So we could like put our bags on it and shit. And then towards the end of the gig, this drunk man was just fucking beelining through. He was like 60, by the way, just to give context, like 60, 65. He was old. And he was like white girl wasted. Like, you know, when they're just like doing the little, his eyes are almost closed and a little sway, just like, and every now and then he'll go. You know that?
Yeah.
He was that drunk. So then he was beelining through the crowd and then got to this bench, which he didn't know was there, obviously, and then just fell over it, but then kicked a girl in the back doing so. Like, his leg just went bang on this girl. And she went, and this girl was like 18, tiny, and just went, wah!
And heavily disabled, yeah.
And just went flying. And then everyone was like, what the fuck? And then this guy, before we could even think, this guy was then on the bench, like, on his back. And then the only way I can describe this was he did a little breakdance. Because he just span himself around the bench to get to because he was facing the wrong, because he fell backwards like that, kicked the girl in the back, and then was on the bench like this, but he needed to go that way, so then he just went, with his
I know
legs.
exactly the move.
Yeah. You know when you're
They did a little 180.
you're in the
on
ball,
his back.
on the ball of your back, yeah.
Yeah, and you can give it a spin. Yeah,
So he did that, but in doing so, his legs were going, like, and everyone was like, Jesus Christ! Because this guy was just fucking not giving a. He was so drunk, he just didn't give a fuck. And then he got up, and then when he got up, he was in front of Rasheen, and then he just kind of just barged out. Like, he just didn't give a fuck about. He was just like, ah! He was so fucking drunk, and then he just barged everyone out the way, and everyone was just like, fucking what a cunt. And then he just stood like 10 feet away. I don't know what he just got there and then just went, I'm here now. And that was it. He didn't go make a phone call, he didn't go have a cigarette, he didn't go get a drink, he just stood there.
Right, okay.
So I think he was either I don't know what, he was too hot, too drunk. Maybe his kid, he looked like he was someone's dad. Do you know what I mean? Maybe his kid was like, can you fuck off? Like, you are pissed. So then he just stood there. A couple songs went by, and the whole time, every now and then I'd glance, because he was just, like I said, he was fucking gone. And then it was about 2-3 songs from the finish, and then all of a sudden he just decided he wanted to get back in the crowd. So then he just, again, beelined with no decorum whatsoever, but went right in front of Rasheen. So again, he just started barging through people, bah, bah, bah. And then got to Rasheen, who was, like I said, stood against the bench. So he got to the bench and then went, the bench again. And then looked at it and then put his foot on. And then Rasheen was like, no, what the fuck are you doing? And then grabbed his t-shirt and just pulled him down. And then was like, security. And then, because we were like, 10 feet away was where the security were. He was stood in front of the security the whole time. And they were like, I could see they were like, he's fucking wasted. And then she was like, yo, can you take him away? And then
got the torches out.
And then, then the security just came over, grabbed him, took him, and were like, come on, you're too drunk, come on. And luckily he was sound. Like, because obviously when she grabbed his t-shirt, I was like, this could get messy. Am I going to have to beat up a fucking 60-year-old? that was instantly I was calm, because I was like, he's so drunk. And he was, the whole time he did all of this, he was like, like his face.
Yeah.
He was having a good time kicking people in the face and trying to fucking...
Oh, it must have been out of it. Yeah.
He was so drunk, so he was just like, the minute he saw his bench again, he literally was like, his face was like that. He smiled and was like, I'm going to get over this bench this time. But like Rasheen did tell me later, she was genuinely worried that if he got up, he would have just went and then smashed his face, because it was high. You know what I mean? He could have broke his neck because he was so drunk.
Oh, that would have been good though.
I would have enjoyed that more.
Yeah. I would have been recording the gig, but I'd have been recording him.
Yeah. And if anybody would have went medic or no, not this one.
No, we're good.
We're going to let him die.
He was a bigot and a racist, so let's just leave him here.
He kicked you in the back.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, don't you forget that.
And he was shouting, gay, 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 gay.
Yeah, he didn't.
And then he did it.
He was shouting it for the wrong reasons, everyone.
He wasn't even drunk. He's just a bigot, and he thought, how could I get away with kicking gay people in the back? Do you know what I miss from my childhood? Kicking gay people in the back. How could I do that? I'll just lay on a bench and kick them and pretend to be drunk. I can just blame it on the alcohol.
I'm so drunk.
Like, you haven't had anything. You literally have your car keys in your hand. He's like, yeah.
So yeah, then she manhandled him, and the security came and got him, and then made him stand at the side again. And then he just stand there for the last couple of songs, waving around again.
I bet the first thought, as soon as her hand grabbed that t-shirt, you thought, what the fuck am I going to have to do now? Just...
Honestly, no.
You were like, Rasheen's got this.
That's what I'm saying. He was that drunk and he was that cheery that I was like, two things went through my brain. One, I went, this isn't going to be an issue because he's so drunk. And the second one was like, it wasn't that quick. Like, I'm normally pretty quick to get aggressive. But with this, I was like, if he starts, I could kill him so, like, I'd push him and he'd go. Do you know what I mean? That's what I thought. I was like, this isn't going to be an issue. Like, whereas if it was like, a mid-30s buff guy, I'd be like, oh, God, why have you picked that guy? Don't grab his t-shirt.
You've been doing cardio, though. If you're trying to get away from him and there just happened to be a rowing boat nearby, you'd be well away.
But Rasheen can't do the cardio, can she? So I've got a fucking defender on her and all that crap.
You could sit in the front, like, romantically. I don't know why there's a rowing
bye,
boat.
Rasheen.
You just
Good luck.
Whip your jeans off. You got shorts underneath. Hoodie comes off. Tank top.
I can do at least 5 minutes of this.
And then I'm going to stop for maybe 10, and I'll do another 5 minutes after.
Yeah. And I'll only get partially sweaty. Might get a stitch, but we'll see.
You know the best excuse at a gig just to slam that guy as well? If you just pushed him really hard, they're like, man, that was excessive. Why are we doing that? But I was starting a mosh pit. And obviously this guy couldn't handle it.
Whoopsie-daisy.
Yeah, what a little pussy-hole.
Yeah. Then he kicked a gay in the back.
Yeah. And he started chanting gay, but not in the good way that we were doing. He was doing it.
Imagine if, like, any of this happened and the police were like, and what else happened? Like, oh, he started chanting gay. And they'd be like, oh, no. And I'd just be like, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Did anyone else chant gay? No. No one.
No.
Not a single person. Just him.
No one even mentioned it. Didn't even come up.
Didn't even come up. Why would it? Why would it come up?
No reason for it to. There weren't even
We're
flags.
not in the lesbian capital right now.
Yeah. So
that's Hebden Bridge, mate.
That's 10 minutes that way.
Learn your geography if you're going to be a policeman. And learn your geography if you're going to play in a town as well.
All you have to do, right, in that situation, right, is when you walk out on stage, just before you do that, you go, whereabouts are we? Because but there's no way they remember all of that.
But they said Halifax.
Yeah, that part's fine.
Because that's what they said. They leant in and went, I thought we were in Halifax. It was like a comedy bit.
Yeah.
Because they were like, Yorkshire, where's that? Everyone laughed. And then they were like, I thought we were in Halifax. And everyone was like, fucking hell. Come on.
Yeah.
The worst bit for me, right, is that you haven't heard the Yorkshire chant, have you? Fucking hell.
Yeah, it just goes Yorkshire, Yorkshire, Yorkshire. You gave me an example earlier.
Yeah, but it happens at most big gigs I go to, it happens.
We're all from the same geographical location. Let's chant it.
Later on, watch the video of Limp Bizkit, because they played Peace Hall the other week and it happened and Fred Durst looked angry.
Looked angry?
Yeah, he was really confused. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? A lot of artists have got pissed off at it because they think you're shouting your shit. Your shit. Your shit.
Yeah, as a crowd, because that's what I was about to go on to that and say, what do you think they're saying?
Yeah,
because you may not get Yorkshire.
A lot of artists have lent in and went your shit, and everyone's like, no, Yorkshire.
It's the way they say it, innit? The Yorkshire accent doesn't help them.
Yorkshire. When it's a crowd as well, it's just your shit, your shit, your shit. That was me saying Yorkshire.
Was it?
Yeah,
I genuinely thought you were just saying your shit then.
Your shit.
Yeah, so
because you don't get the K.
It is easily
in a crowd. You don't get a K. You get your shit, your shit, your shit, because you don't get the K.
Yeah, but that's why Yorkshire was named that.
One sec. Oh,
why would we name this place? Your shit, Yorkshire.
What was the last thing? There was one last thing that happened at the gig. I'm sorry.
Rasheen's dead.
I popped up saying a Mac has access to your account.
I mean, that's not ideal, is it?
No.
This is a very strange ending to a podcast.
They're a sign language person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was obviously great fun.
Yeah.
I learned that anarchist is this.
I'm doing that all the time.
Yeah.
That's going to be great for the people just listening as well, and they're going to really love that.
Yeah. Well, the best bit is that if you're listening to this, you don't need to turn.
You don't need to know what it is.
No, you don't need to turn the video on because the bit I'm going to describe now is fine. So there's a song where it's a really slow song, really somber, and the vocalist says, "I'll kick your teeth in."
In a slow song.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. It's an aggressive song, but it's slow.
Okay.
It's a hybrid.
Slow and aggressive.
Yeah.
Just the way I like it.
Turns out, because we were stuck to the side, like I said, and the signer was about like 30, 40 feet away. So, they were close and they were in my vision. And it turns out that I'll kick your teeth in. The sign for that is...
Really?
Yep.
Do you think they just make stuff up if there's not like a good version of it? Because first off, that's a punch to a hand.
Yeah, but I think obviously they can't say, I'll kick your... Like, it'll just... I'll kick your teeth in will be I'll aggressively hit you. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
So
It'll
that's
just
what
be
that
I'll
is.
aggressively hit you. But saying kick your teeth in has so much more oomph in it than just a punch to
Definitely,
the hand.
yeah. But she mouths it as well, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff comes across, so she'll go, I'll kick your teeth in.
Yeah, so she like makes it
And then-
obvious.
Yeah, so that's just to help it along.
Yeah.
So the person will be reading the lips, and then that'll make them go, oh, right, so it is I'll kick. You did say I'll kick your teeth in. Yes, you did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it annoying that sign language is limited to the hands when there are perfectly good legs right there that you could use to demonstrate it? Surely the sign language for kicking yourself in the teeth
Yeah,
is
but
just
it's 'cause
kick
it's-
yourself in the teeth.
Yeah, but it's because it's all around the face. That's why sign language is always around the face.
Yeah, so you can see both at the same time.
Yeah, so if you're kicking your feet,
Yeah, just send a foot towards your face.
all right, Mr. Athletic, like I see you do that.
I've got the flexibility for it. I've been working on my splits.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I can kick myself in the teeth.
You'll have to show me.
I will once this is done and the cameras are off and there's no need for physical evidence.
But yeah, so basically the best bit, like that wasn't the best bit. The best bit was like I said, this was a really quiet, slow song, and then you could audibly hear that.
Nice.
So it was like it's a really soft bit. And it goes, "I'll kick your teeth in," and like all of a sudden, I just heard. I just looked at him and was like, "Oh fuck!" And then on the second night, I was obviously looking for it. I just watched her and was like,
Did you see the same person 2 nights in a row?
"Yes." Have you only just got this bit?
Yes.
Yeah, we went to see the same person 2 nights in a row. All these stories are from the same gig across 2 nights at the same venue.
Okay.
Does that change anything?
Yeah.
Why?
Not drastically. I'm just a bit confused.
Okay.
I can totally see why you'd do it. I'm surprised that you've seen the same person 2 nights in a row.
Oh, it's Rashine's thing, isn't it? I don't give a shit about seeing 2 nights in a row.
But there are people that, because I thought then there are people that if they were local enough that I could see both.
I saw Have Heart twice in one day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Twice in one day.
yeah,
How?
because they played Leeds, didn't they?
I don't do their scheduling. I have no idea.
We worked together when this happened.
Yeah.
They played the
don't
show.
listen.
They played the last show in Leeds.
Yeah.
They sold out in seconds. So then they put a matinee on, and I got tickets to the matinee.
Have Heart mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon, mate. Came out at like
Did you come out?
5 o'clock.
So did you come out to daylight?
Yeah.
From a Have Heart gig?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And then just joined the queue?
No, I came out, had a shower, got some pizza, and then went back.
And did the whole thing again?
Yep.
Same set?
They changed the order, and then they changed two or three songs.
No, that's actually pretty good.
It was more or less the same because they only played like an hour and a half, so they couldn't play everything. And yeah, but they played.
You wouldn't want them to, though, would you?
What?
Just, we're going to do a gig, full discography.
That's what Boy Genius did last night.
Full discography?
Full discography. Every single song and a new one that no one had heard. They only have one album and an EP.
That's bullshit. You can't call that a discography.
Well, it is though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is technically. But, like, I can't say, have a look at my film collection and then show you a DVD.
Have Heart only have 2 albums and an EP.
Do they?
Yep.
Yeah, that's still more than one, though. 2 is still a discography. Discography, to me, says it's more than one disc.
Yeah, an EP is still, it's a long EP as well. It's like six songs.
That is an EP, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought EPs were, like, up to 6.
Yeah, some people's EPs are fucking 3 nowadays. Half-assed.
Yeah. Some people's full albums are 3. Pink Floyd have a full album that's three songs.
Yeah, Pink Floyd is right.
45 minutes.
45 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, Sleep have an album that's 1 song.
Which doesn't end.
Yeah, it was an hour long. Have you ever listened to Sleep?
No.
Oh, they're great. They're like stoner metal. So a lot of the songs are just like. I can't remember which album it is, but there's a really famous.
Sounds like Rolf Harris.
So they're obviously massive stoners. There's a really famous story where they got given a load of money to film an album. They were like, just go and film an album. And then basically they spent half the money on weed and then went to a recording studio for 1 hour thus saving a lot of money, and just recorded a 1 hour song. High as fuck.
And then she went, yep, that's the one.
Yep, and they just basically just played for an hour, constant.
First take.
Yep, well, yeah, one take, and then just went, that's the album.
Done.
That is what we're going to put out.
We're going to go smoke probably $1 million worth of weed now.
It wasn't that much.
I don't know how much they get given.
They're not a big band. I think it was like 10.
We're going to go smoke a tenner's worth
like
of weed
5
now.
or 10 grand or something, and they just bought like a couple ounces, and then spent one day in a studio recording 1 hour song. Obviously edited it, and then we're like, sweet, that's good.
I'm into that.
Right, I need to go see if my account's been hacked.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
You could probably do with figuring that out. Right, bye.
Bye.